Okay, y'all, Randy back. It's been maybe a couple of weeks, week and a half, since I've done a video. I've been welding on this thing. Plus, I've been helping little Cindy do a few projects. You know, she had me helping her, so gotta help her out. But anyway, I thought I'd come on here and show y'all what I got going on with this thing. I got everything pretty much welded. I got the driver's side. Of course, I showed y'all that in the last video. Got the driver's side, the top done. Of course, I got this in here, welded in. Got the other side done all the way up. Of course, I mentioned about this piece here. I'm not going to finish welding that until I, get an idea of what kind of back glass I'm going to buy to put in there. You know, the utility, the one, I believe it was the 150. 55 utility that didn't have a back seat. You know, they didn't have roll up and down windows in the back. So I'm going to look and see if I can get a set of those windows, see if they cut them, see if they sell them, already cut. Of course, I can get Galen up in Byron to cut me some, but, if I can buy them, you can probably get them just as cheap, maybe even cheaper, But anyway, I've got all this done here, and got all the top welded in. I hadn't done any grinding on it yet, cleaning anything up, but I got both sides of that done. So everything's welded together now. Of course, this right here is the same. I hadn't ground it, but I got it welded in. This up here, I got it welded in, still got to grind it, clean it up. Hadn't done that yet. Got a lot of grinding to do. And we got all this side welded, all welded in. And this spot right down here where the lead was at, it's a little indention that goes, it's probably 3/4 of an inch across there. I didn't weld that because I could have welded it over to here, but I didn't. I'm gonna take a piece of 19 gauge or 18 gauge and cut a strip and put in there and just weld it in to fill that in rather than put lead or Bondo back in it. It'll make it smooth. And then there'll be very little filler to go over it to, to make it look right. And another thing, I had some body damage right here, and I, ground the Bondo out, and I started to try to straighten it and, beat it out, straighten it out. And this ridge right here is kind of messed up along this edge right here. But, I'm gonna radius these wheel wells, and they'll probably come up to along here and go down back there. So that'll be a pretty good arch, and that'll take all this out in here. So I wasn't too worried about that, being straight or anything. But I got this damage here. I guess that'll probably be one of the next things that I fix, is this. I'll go ahead and get this out of the way, get this done. And I was gonna get those pieces down that I've got for the tail pan here. I've got them in a box up there on the shelf. I think I've got all 3 pieces. Now I'll have to grind this out and just see how bad this is. I think it's gonna be okay, maybe. But I see some Bondo in there. There's been some damage on this quarter right here. You can see the Bondo around there. I know I'll have to straighten it out. And if push comes to shove, I can cut a piece off one of those other cars out there, this corner piece. Or you can buy them new. I don't know how much they are. But I'm gonna tackle that. And then the two little spots inside the trunk. But here's what I'm planning on doing for my garnish molding. I've got the old garnish molding that come out of the 4-door. And you know, it's about 6 inches long on the back side here. So what I was thinking about doing is taking these two pieces here and cutting them up, putting them together, and just make my garnish mold. It'll look pretty good. And like I say, if I was building a car show car, or you know, putting it back together original with bench seat and all the upholstery in it and everything, I would do things different. But I'm planning on making this like a gasser drag car. So I think if I put the garnish moldings, take that, cut it up, and put it together, and do a good job with it, it'll look good enough. It'll be pretty neat. And the front garnish moldings, I think I'll do the same with them. I'll take 2 of the 4-door garnish moldings that I've got out there, cut them and do them like I did the door. You know, just make me a garnish to go around here. And you know, I've got it. I've done all this other cutting and welding and grinding and putting together. Surely I can put garnish molding together. So, you know, that's saved me a little money and stuff. And because, you know, parts for these things are pretty expensive if you go online and try to find them. I found 2 garnish moldings for the back. Guy wanted, I think it was $120 for 2 garnish moldings. Well, you know, if I can make it out of that, that'll save me that much money. You know, all I'll have in it's my time, and I've got plenty of that. And another thing I was gonna show y'all is, I told you I'll probably radius these wheel openings in the back. The back will set a little lower than what it is now, maybe 3 to 4 inches lower than it is right now in the back. And the front, instead of putting a straight axle under this car and going to all that expense and all that work, I believe the guy's got a YouTube channel. It's Gasser Nation. He's building a 57 Chevrolet gasser, and he's using the A-frame setup that's on the car, the original A-frame setup, and he's using a spacer between the top ball joint on the A-frame on the top. Spacer is probably a 2.5-inch spacer that lowers the spindle down. He's using a spring, you can buy them at Rock Auto, I believe he said, out of a 58 Chevrolet with a big block 348 motor in it. That's what you order. It's a little heavier spring, and the front end should sit about like it is right now. And that's good with me. And then the back, like I said, it'll be sitting a little lower with the radius wheel wells with slicks. So I think that's the route I'm going to go rather than going a straight axle. Anyway, y'all leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the garnish molding. I believe it'll be fine. I've seen another guy do it. He had an original 2-door. It wasn't a conversion. It was a 57, I believe, that he had, and he had the whole car. He just didn't have the garnish moldings for it. And rather than go out and buy them, he went to a junkyard and got a couple of sets of 4-door garnish and cut them up, welded them together, and made him some garnish moldings. Yep, All right, well, I'm going to get off here, and I got to get busy grinding. And whenever I come back, I'll try to go ahead and get these garnish moldings done next, and then jump on this back piece back here, get all that done. But anyway, I think the garnish moldings, I'll go ahead and make those and see if just, for some reason I cut them up and they don't work out right. I can trash that idea and I can go find me some and buy them. But anyway, y'all leave me a comment and let me know what you think about the garnish molding. You got any ideas? Let me know. But leave me a comment, leave me a like, and hit the little red hot rod in the corner down there and subscribe. It won't cost you a thing, but it'll help me out. If you're watching the videos, hopefully they're helping somebody out, But anyway, I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.